Alright guys, we're going to talk about Star Wars. Because there's a lot to talk about here. So first things first, obviously the prices here are in Australian. I believe the US they're about $100 instead of $189. But it's up to $100. But what we want to do is we want to talk about two things. First of all, we're going to talk about the pricing structure and why this is so bad, because this is a lot worse than people are thinking about. And then the second thing we're going to be talking about is the uglification of the actress that actually plays Star Wars. So we'll probably start with this, and then we'll probably get into the actual part where we talk about the cost, because this is very concerning for several reasons. So let's start with this. Here on the left, you will actually see the actress that the model in the game is based on. Now, obviously, she's quite cute. She has a nice smile. She's, pretty. She's very pretty. She's very, someone I'd like to play a game with sometime every now and then. And then we have on the right here the character that they've made based on her appearance. And how do I say this without being mean? This character here looks like she was in the ugly tree, fell out of the tree, hitting every branch on the way down, slammed onto the ground face first, got up, brushed herself off, and then the tree was hit by lightning and fell on her. And that was me being nice about it all. I do not know. If I was this model, I would be suing Ubisoft right now, finding some way to sue them to get rid of your game asset, because they've literally turned this girl, which is a solid 8 or 9 out of 10, into something that looks like a guy. To be honest, when I first saw this, I thought it was. There was the image that goes around where it's like the guy and I keep saying guy, where it's the girl with the monster on its, like the creature shoulder. I literally saw that and thought, oh, this is a story about a man and his pet. But at the end of the day, no, apparently it's not a man, it's actually a woman. You can't tell, but it's definitely, apparently it's a woman. But yeah, they went through and they converted this here, which is stunningly beautiful, into something that looks like you see on Friday night Monster Mash. Like, this is a sort of like to be honest, actually, this would probably be a really, really good Halloween sort of like makeup thing for like Halloween this year. Guys, if you've got Halloween suggestions, I know it's a little early. We're starting early. Dress up as Ubisoft as Star Wars outtakes, whatever it is. Dress up as her, because this will really, really scare the children. So this might be my new Halloween idea. But yeah, at the end of the day, obviously, we know why they're doing this. They're uglifying the characters so that, because we want to make sure men don't pervert them. Well, congratulations. Men are definitely not perving at this thing. We'll pervert this thing all day long, but we're not going to pervert this thing. And the problem is that people will likely less buy your game, or less likely to buy your game. Look, at the end of the day, guys aren't going to buy a game just because the actress or the model is hot, right? We do also want the game to have a decent storyline and blah, blah, blah. This is what I was saying about Stellar Blade. Guys aren't going to not just buy Stellar Blade because Eve is hot. People are buying Stellar Blade because the gameplay is actually really, really good. On the other hand, when you sit there and you deliberately make a model from this into this, and then you've got a whole bunch of tweets from the devs coming out going on about diversity and inclusion, and then you've got the pricing structure. Are you trying to set your game up to fail? Like I said, now these are Australian prices, right? I presume, yeah. Australian, New Zealand, yeah. $189 for the Ultimate Edition. $159 just to get a season pass and 3 days early. Now we know why they're bringing in these pricing structures, right? We had Ubisoft come out a couple of months ago and turn around and say the following. So this is actually from January 2015, so it was a couple of months ago. Ubisoft execs say gamers need to get comfortable with not owning your games. So then piracy is not illegal anymore, right? Because if you don't own your game, then you can't pirate it because you don't own it in the first place. The reason for piracy being bad was supposedly because you're taking money away from a game that you would own normally. If I don't own it, then how can I pirate it, right? But anyway. Ubisoft Directors of Subscriptions says that gamers need to start feeling comfortable with not owning the games that they're playing. Insert image of Klaus Schwab saying you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Just like with music and television, the games industry has already been slowly shifting towards an all-digital future for some time now. Yes, we've noticed. Thank you. Despite pushback from certain communities with concerns surrounding preservation and ownership. Unfortunately, it seems like the biggest publishers out there aren't concerned about the latter. A Ubisoft exec recently stated that gamers need to get used to feeling of not owning their games. The statement was made by Ubisoft's Director of Subscription, Philip Turumbi, who recently spoke at a GameIndustry.biz about the digital future and Ubisoft's plans specifically. Turub stated that people eventually got comfortable with not owning their CDs or DVD collections. Well, I would say people still don't like that. And that similar shifts in attitude needs to happen in gamers. So, welcome to the new Great Reset. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy, right? So, at the end of the day, this is why they're pushing this thing. The reason why these prices, in my opinion, the reason why these prices are so high is because they're trying to encourage people to do the subscriptions module, where you would rent a game instead of owning it. At the end of the day, like I say here, you get the base game, you get a pre-order bonus, you get a 3-day access, season pass, rogue infantry bundle, shark bundle, and a digital art book. So nothing you own here is actually physical. It's all just digital assets. Right? And the reason why it's $189 Australian is because they're trying to encourage people to do the subscription for $23.95. That's my whole argument is, guys, you should not be buying this game. I don't care how much you want to play Star Wars Outlaws, or as I'm like to calling it now, Star Wars Outcast, because she's that ugly, she'd be outcast from the like a leper. But I don't care how much you want to play this game. I don't care how much you love Star Wars. And if you still love the new Star Wars, then but at the end of the day, you should not be buying this game just because of the fact of this. If you support this now, this will be our new future, where you go through and you will not actually own a game. You will rent it and be paying some subscription model like what you do with Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu and all those sort of places. Remember when streaming first started up? It was supposed to be an alternative to people paying $100 and something a month for cable. Well, you go through now and you buy Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu, and you're already pretty much up close to that anyway. So what's the difference? Right? And it's going to be the same with the gaming industry. If you support this, you won't be able to buy games in the future. You will just rent them for a subscription model. Like your Game Pass, like your Xbox Game Pass, like your Sony Game Pass and all that sort of stuff. You will just simply go through and and like pay for it per month. And to be honest, guys, like even if you don't care about the uglification of the model compared to the real life model to the game asset, this should be enough for you to not buy it as well. Because this is going to be very, very scary in the future. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. For me, Star Wars Outlaws, whatever it is, it's a hard pass. I'm really not interested in it. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. Apart from that, guys, obviously the video's been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, we'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube.